just arrived to Angkor Wat, and it's like the most frequently visited places in Cambodia by people from all over the globe. And I I just arrived in Siem yesterday evening, and that's the first thing that I will do is going there. And I just arrived by tuk-tuk, and the weather is great, honestly. It's the hot season. Apparently that's the hottest season in Cambodia, if I don't mistake, and it's always kind of hot, but especially now it's hot, and it's still the dry season. The wet season is just going to start, and I really like the weather because honestly I was in the wet season in Asia, and in the wet season it was still hot, but it was raining, and also like the clouds were gray, and there was no sun. I don't like the type of weather when it's like very humid, very like rainy, but there's no sun. If it's hot, at least I want the sun, I guess. I'm still going to sweat anyway, and I prefer the sun. Like, it kind of gives me energy, I guess. So I'm happy that the sun is there. I don't mind the hotness. It's like yesterday I was kind of surprised when I went outside the airport in Thailand, but now I'm no longer surprised. By the way, I arrived yesterday. I went to Bangkok. I had a flight to Bangkok, but my plans changed last minute, and I went immediately to Cambodia from Bangkok by bus. And I spent my last night here. It was like less than 8 hours to go from Bangkok. It could be like 7 and a half. I think it was like a bit over 7 hours it took to come here. The border crossing was so weird, like it was so chaotic. Like, honestly, they didn't even check like a lot. Like, they just took your passport, and after some time you got the stamp. They didn't really, like, I didn't even feel like at the border. They just took my passport, gave me a stamp and gave me my passport back. So that was strange. They didn't even look at me. So I don't know if everybody has like that, but yeah, they didn't even look at me. And there's a thing, there's kind of a bribe on the border. Like, technically the visa is like $30, but everybody says if you want the visa faster, just give like 10 more and then you get the visa faster. I was told that if I give like 5 or 10, then I will have it in 5 minutes. I didn't have it in 5 minutes, but I didn't have to wait a few hours. So maybe I would have to wait a few hours otherwise. But maybe there was also a lot of people at the border. That could be also a thing. I do not complain, honestly. Like, that was not the worst experience. It was okay. It was fine. Obviously I prefer free visas, but well, you don't always get that. Everybody prefers to get things for free. And yes, I went today straight to Angkor Wat, and I don't have a lot of time in Cambodia because my plans changed last minute, and I want to go to Vietnam for the holiday of liberation of Vietnam, of liberation of Saigon, and it's like 50 years anniversary. And when I realized it's 50 years anniversary, I changed my plans and I decided to go there immediately. And it was the most convenient for me to go like immediately to Cambodia, and then from Cambodia to go to Vietnam. So I don't have a lot of time in Cambodia because I need to be in Vietnam on the 30th of April. But I went like straight to Thailand because of that, and then I'm going to like visit Thailand in the end, instead of like starting from Thailand and going Laos, Vietnam and Cambodia. I did this the opposite way. I was thinking about booking a flight directly to Vietnam, but actually, yeah, that would make no sense. I would have to go back to Cambodia. Then it would be like a lot of driving with for no reason, and that would be a waste of money and time. So I do not have a lot of time in Cambodia. But this is an ancient temple, by the way, and it has those pictures. And I'm not Hindu, so I'm not a professional, but they are from Hindu religion. I wish I knew more about them, like particularly, but I guess I would have to pay extra for a guide. And this place is amazing, by the way. This is inside of the temple, and I don't know, I feel strange. I feel always kind of disrespectful, like videoing inside a temple. I hope I'm not being disrespectful. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly how to behave inside this temple, not to be disrespectful. I always feel strange, like entering a church with shoes on, but I know that's not a bad thing to do in a church, but I always feel kind of disrespectful because I'm not used to that. The price was $37, which is like a lot for Cambodia, but it's nothing comparing to Machu Picchu. Like Machu Picchu was, I paid 78 or something like this, and all the tickets were like basically sold out. You have to always book in advance, and here I could at least book last minute, and that's very convenient, honestly, because I changed my plans last minute, so I didn't even exactly know when I would be in Cambodia. This is the main temple, and apparently it's a Vishnu shrine, and it's from 12th century. 12th 12th century. I'm having a stroke today, by the way, but I didn't sleep much for like last 4 nights, so please forgive me that. And it's located in the middle of this forest, and it's not like this like an entire archaeological complex. This temple happens to be the most famous one, but there are plenty of temples in this area. I was honestly shocked by the amount of temples in this area. Like there's so many of them. It's honestly wow. It's shocking. The amount of history in this area is like, especially like history like that remains like, I'm not going to say untouched because it's not exactly the same as it used to be. Obviously the temples are not the same as they used to be 1,000 years ago, almost 1,000 years ago, because this one is from 12th century, but they remain like undestroyed. So that's fascinating. That's amazing. Like there are plenty of temples that would probably still stand around the world that unfortunately got destroyed with like elements and earthquakes, and also with humans, but those ones, they still remain until this day. And not only they do remain, but there's that many of them in just one area. It's fascinating. And the city Siem has a name which honestly, that's the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the name. I was like, Siem, it's like Siam, like Thai. And yeah, that's what the name comes from, because apparently allegedly Khmer people living there, because that's what like people in the West, they say Khmer people, but actually it's pronounced Khmer, if I don't mistake. I hope I pronounced correctly. I may butcher the name. They defeated Thai invasion in this area, but apparently also, that's why I'm saying apparently, because it's not known if that's actually true, if there was that invasion. From what I read, that it's not like fully known if that's even true, but that's what the name of the city comes from. And it's also the second biggest city in entire Cambodia, with Phnom Penh. I'm hoping that I'm also not butchering the name, being the biggest one and the capital. But Siem Reap is the most frequently visited because of the temples. And in the city you can see that it's very frequently visited because there's a lot of tourists everywhere. Everything is in English and in Chinese as well, but that's the thing in most of Asia. Like in a lot of Asian countries you have everything also in Chinese, because this Chinese people live everywhere all around Asia. There's very big Chinese diasporas in many Asian countries. So obviously there's Chinese everywhere as well, which kind of, that didn't surprise me. I didn't really read that much about like ethnic makeup of Cambodia, so I didn't know that there's that many Chinese people there. And I don't know if that's for the Chinese people living there or for the tourists, but I know that's the case in other Asian countries, that there's a big Chinese minority living in a lot of Asian countries, especially in Southeast Asia. I know that's the case in Indonesia, for example, or Malaysia or Singapore. So that doesn't shock me, but I just didn't know. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's the thing also in Cambodia. So once again, I am not Hindu, so I may not get like all the references, which is sad. But Vishnu is the god of love in Hinduism, and he's like, in Hinduism there's like kind of also a trinity in a way, because there's like, Hinduism is kind of monotheistic if I understand it correctly, like in a way that Christianity is, because like those gods, they are kind of incarnations of one god. So and there's like the three most important ones, and Vishnu is one of them. And there's Buddha on those pillars. So in those carvings on the wall, they portray a battle of Lord Krishna, between Krishna and Ashura army. And I don't know if I pronounced the name correctly. But Krishna is like one of the avatars of Vishnu, so one of his incarnations. And it's a Vishnu temple, so that's why there's Krishna. That makes sense. Okay, I hope I'm not being ignorant, but I know that like this temple is a place of many pilgrimages, like Buddhist ones, and I'm just wondering, because it's a Hindu temple, like at least it used to be Hindu temple as far as I know. And I'm wondering if it's the same thing as in Islam, for example, that we go to, like we have some places that are sacred in Christianity and they are also sacred in Islam, so we visit them. And there's even like, I know at least of few mosques that are like literally a mosque and a church in one place, like literally it's one building and it's both a mosque and a church. So at least I know about several of such places, and I'm also wondering if that's also a thing in Buddhism, because I know it comes from Hinduism. Like first there was Hinduism and Buddha was an Indian prince. So I'm wondering if that's also a thing, and if it's why it's a site of Buddhist pilgrimages, because like in this area there's more Buddhists than Hindus, so that makes sense that they come probably more often than Hindus. But I'm thinking if that's the case, because that's just me thinking and speculating. Also, if you go to Angkor Wat, take water with yourself, because there's kind of like a lot of walking. Like those temples, they're quite big. They are located within like a lot of area. So take your water with yourself, because it might not seem like very hot and it doesn't really feel like that hot, but when you walk like for longer periods of time, then you feel the humidity and makes you extremely tired and thirsty. I think this is the highest point of the temple, so I am in the top. I am on the top almost. Maybe there's also stairs like up there. Probably there's definitely stairs, but I don't know if you can walk them because some of the things are closed, not to damage the building. That's amazing, like I'm still technically in one temple. Wow. There's Buddha statue, and I think you can I don't know, like donate some money or sacrifice something there, like I mean like light a candle or something like this. I'm not sure, but I don't know if I'm allowed to enter as a non-Buddhist, and I don't want to be disrespectful. Probably I am, but I don't know. So I'm gonna feel awkward about this. But at least there's a writing, do not come with shoes on. So at least in this one I know that I cannot have shoes on. That's good. There are more corridors, and there's even more to this temple. I'm kind of like so impressed, because that's just one temple, And in Siem Reap, there's like plenty of them. This is just the most famous one, but there's like plenty of them in this area. Oh, you cannot see in the video. Like the light destroys everything. Also, my phone has very low quality of making videos. Wow. I don't fully know because I think my tuk-tuk driver will be waiting for me on the other side, on the same side that I came from. Well, I couldn't, like, from what I understood, he will be waiting for me. But I didn't fully understand everything that he was saying. I don't know if I understood him correctly. So I don't know. And it feels like strange to me that he will be waiting for me all this time. I do not blame him if he will not be waiting for me, because that's a lot of time. And he was very honest with me, by the way. He like told me where to go. He told me up front what's the price, and I paid exactly the price that he told me. So I have to praise him. He was very honest with me, but he also had a very good vibe. There's monkeys walking there. How cute. He had a very good vibe, by the way. He had this type of vibe that of a person that you trust. Like maybe you shouldn't like depend on vibes when it comes to people. I mean, I always make fun of people who are like make political judgments, for example, about politicians, because like, oh, he has a good vibe, because but most of the time the people that they say have good vibes do not have good vibes. They have vibes of very fake people. But I trust my gut feelings. Most of the time, if my gut feelings tell me that somebody is nice, they are. And if my gut feelings tell me that something is off, they are usually right as well. But I'm actually like, manipulation doesn't work on me most of the time, so I'm kind of like fast to notice it. But also, gut feelings do not really work if you are paranoid. And recently, after I survived an abduction, I am more paranoid than ever, so my gut feeling doesn't work as well as it used to, because now it tells me that everybody is a danger. So I meet the nicest person on earth and I start thinking that maybe they are nice because they want to hurt me. So that's sad. It prevents me from making new friends. There's a very beautiful building with pagodas over there. I'm feeling so disgusting because I'm sweating. I'm not used to sweating. I haven't been in a warm place in a while, so I'm feeling disgusting because I know that I'm sweaty right now. And the outfit that I'm wearing is not like super like good for hot weather. I'm wearing it because it looks nice, not because it's suited for the weather. So I'm kind of sweaty right now. Here's a newer Buddhist temple. I don't know why I always feel like so strange in the temples that I use. I'm always afraid that I'm being disrespectful, because if it's a temple that's no longer really in use, then maybe I'm less disrespectful, I guess. I mean, I still can be, but I'm always afraid of being disrespectful in such places, that I do something that is like wrong and I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm not enjoying it. So I am going to the prom temple and I have to give a lot of credit to my tuk-tuk driver, because he drove me, not only he waited for me the whole time, but now he drove me to prom temple and it was all included in the price, which was $15. But for that many hours, like, he waited for me a long time and now he drove me to tuk-tuk temple. Tuk-tuk prom temple, what am I talking about? He didn't, it's not you know, tuk-tuk temple. He's a tuk-tuk driver. We went on a tuk-tuk prom temple. There's no temples for tuk-tuk. Oh my god. I'm really feeling like I'm getting a stroke. I need some sleep. I haven't almost slept for like 4 nights, and last night I could sleep technically, but I just couldn't fall asleep even though I finally had a bed. So that's strange. but it happens. So I was just falling asleep and then I fell out of sleep and I couldn't fall asleep again. So that's the Prom Temple. It famously has this tree sticking outside of it. Now I'm going to enter the temple from the back. It's amazing. It's like inside the temple if you walk inside. So this is Bayon Temple. No! This is the last temple from this archaeological park that I'm going to see today, and my phone is already dying. I hate having a phone that has a very bad battery because I haven't been doing anything besides taking videos and taking pictures.